Hey, good afternoon, Sawadee Krap. How's it going? It's about 2 o'clock, 2:30 on a Saturday afternoon. I'm here on Sukhumvit at the corner of Soi 33/1 where the Robin Hood is. I'm going to show you a little shortcut to get halfway up Soi 39. Bangkok is a little tricky. It's not easy to get from, say, 24 to 26. There's only certain ways to get across. It's not like there's a block system of streets. Oftentimes you have to walk all the way back up 24 to Sukhumvit, walk down, and then walk all the way up 22. If you know certain shortcuts, like cutting through one hotel lobby and it pops out in their sister property on the other street, a good example is the Hilton on Soi 24. They are sister properties with the DoubleTree on Soi 26. So those two properties connect, and that's a good way to cut through and pop out right there by Queen Bee without having to walk all the way up to the top of Sukhumvit and then make your way down the other Soi. But I'm going to show you this little shortcut on 33.5, and we pop out behind the Emporium. I'm heading over to this Japanese secondhand store, and I could easily walk up Sukhumvit, but this shaves a little bit of time off the trip, plus just breaks up the monotony. See a different area. So here's the Robin Hood straight ahead. Prompong BTS is just ahead. We could easily walk down the way, I don't know how far, a couple of 2-3 blocks past the M. Quartier Mall, and then take a left on Soi 39 and head up to our destination. But what we're going to do is we're going to go up 33.5. And that's O'Shea's, one of my favorite spots on the right, Irish pub. The Laughing Tiger pub is just across the street from it on the left side, and then a short distance down the way is a really great Japanese bakery, really worth a look, right next to the Royal Oak pub. Same owners as O'Shea's, P.G. O'Brien's up in the W District area, and Shenanigans down in Patpong. Somebody left kind of a strange comment like, yeah, I hate seeing these fake Irish pubs all over the world. I really don't know how much more authentic you can get than some of these pubs. O'Shea's is home to the Scottish Premier League Celtics football club here in Bangkok, and I've been in there. It's crazy. You might as well be in Temple Bar watching a game during some of these games here in Bangkok. But at one point last year, they even brought players in from the old Celtics teams. Like, I don't know anything about football, but he was the star forward of the 1989 such and such team, and everybody's applauding and having a good time. So I don't agree with that comment that person left. I think his name was Liam, so let's assume he's a hardcore Irish guy, and he thinks any pub that's outside of Ireland is maybe fake, and they're just kind of being a pretend pub. I think there's Irish and English pubs all over the world. I just came back from Hong Kong, and yeah, there was some pretty nice pubs. Is it going to be exactly the same as a pub outside of London? No, but it's better than nothing. I mean, it's full of expats and everybody having a good time watching games. So I don't know. It's not like in the United States where they might just call a place Hoolies and it's full of a bunch of yuppies. These are some pretty authentic places, and I would put O'Shea's at the top of that list. Robin Hood, even the Royal Oak. Laughing Tiger, it's more just a nice bar than an English pub, but the owner's from England. And I don't mean to act like you need to come to Bangkok or Hong Kong or a place in China, whatever it's going to be, and only hang out at an expat only Irish pub, but it's really not that way here. It's also full of Thais, usually Thais that want to hang out with Western folks and speak English, practice English, or they're married to an expat, whatever the case might be. It's not just an all-boys club kind of pub. It's a fun place to hang out, watch the game. And with the time differences, it makes things a little interesting. On Sunday morning, for example, you'll go in at 7 in the morning, have breakfast, and watch the live UFC happening in Vegas Saturday night, or the World Series will be a big deal at 6, 7, 8 in the morning, that kind of thing. Even the Premier League games, I'm not super familiar, so excuse me if I get the dates wrong, but I believe they play games on Friday and Saturday night, usually kicking off at like 9:30 or 10 p.m. here. So it's perfect for hanging out at a pub and watching a local game with your buddies. American football is a little harder because the early games in the U.S., depending on the time change in America, will kick off at 11:30 or 12:30 at night here in Thailand. There are some bars that stay open all night, but that's a much smaller crowd. These Premier League games, hundreds of people. You'll go watch the Super Bowl. Well, Super Bowl was busy this year, but you go watch just a regular season game of NFL, American football, and there might be 10 other Americans in there with you at 2:30 in the morning. And with that being said, a lot of these places like O'Shea's, they seem to have a restaurant type license, so they close at midnight. The Sportsman over on Sukhumvit, Soi 13 in the Nanai area, it's kind of a spot for American football. And as we're heading down the little alley here, Soi 33.5, that's the Custard Nakamura. Really great. You can see it's packed and just more people heading in, Thais, Japanese, expats. It's really, really good bakery. I think it's open till 9. I'm looking at the window here. 9 in the morning till 9 p.m., yes. And it's right next to the Royal Oak. Another really fun pub. You can see lunchtime specials. We'll get out of this person's way. I think they want to pull their car out. And there's also the Bangkok Comedy Club up there on the 3rd or 4th floor. I'm not sure if it's the home to any kind of a chess club, but up on the 2nd floor are a bunch of tables with the chess table made into the table. You know what I mean? It's painted on the table, and there's always people up there, 3-4 games of chess happening. Right across from Royal Oak is this Watts Japanese store. I'd call it like a 99-cent store in the US, but it's a little bit more. Most items are 60 baht, but they're all from Japan. Quality gear. We just bought Bourne's sister a bunch of silicone baking dishes, and they were 150 baht a piece. And I don't know anything about any of that, but Bourne was saying, oh, these are like 400 baht in the department store. So go check it out. The Japanese don't fool around with many items, so I'm sure it's top of the line silicone baking trays. But we're walking past all the pubs and the Watts here on the left, and where you see these string of cars ahead, there's a Fuji grocery store, which I believe is a Japanese grocery store. It's just a normal grocery, but they'll have sushi pre-made in the deli section and all. This little area, you're lucky. You have a 24-hour via market, just not even a 1-minute walk from the Fuji. The Fuji does close at 10 p.m., I believe. And then over here, this is a real estate. There it is, Pet Lover Center. So I always try to pass out or point out the pet stores. And here's a little international clinic, pediatrics and dermatology. Yeah, a little bit of traffic back here. Well, everybody doing their Saturday shopping, but we are walking to the end of 33.5, and you'll see the UFM Food Center. I think that is a cooking school and a baking school, trade school. But what I'm pointing out, shortcut wise, is this alley, which I believe is owned by Fuji. Maybe this whole area is, because they close it at 10 p.m. But in the daytime, they leave it open, make it available for the public. Right there where that truck is departing, the ice truck. That's our shortcut today. So right here, the doors roll down at 10 p.m., but during the day or up until 10, yeah, cut on through here rather than going all the way back to Sukhumvit. And that is the back end of the M Quartier Mall. A lot of yelling going on with the parking. There's all these different Japanese restaurants, but up here on the left is an El Mercado. El Mercado, the same restaurant, deli, bakery that's at the end of Soi 16. It's popping up all over town now. That's El Mercado, Calle 35. And right next door is the M Towers condos. This is a pretty nice property. Not cheap. I looked up a one-bedroom condo in here, and I forget exactly. I think it was 60,000 baht. So this Prampong area, being close to the train and all, to the malls, to the pub area, it's going to come at an expense. You'll be surprised. There'll be like an older looking building and you're like, I'll get a heck of a deal in there, and it's 48,000 baht, which is still not a terrible deal, but I'm paying 19,000 baht. Now what is this? All you can eat, 490 baht breakfast buffet. Huh. Yeah, I've never ate it at this El Mercado. I have at what I'll call the original over in the Soi 16 area. And recently I tried the El Mercado, which is in the ground floor of the new M-Sphere building. And it was delicious. So I'll have to give this place a try. So here we are. We're popping out on Soi 35, which runs right on the side of the M Quartier Mall. So it's not a huge shortcut, but just learning all the different ways to get around town. Let me get out of harm's way here. So looking down the way, you can just barely make out the BTS track, and there's the train. So that's the Prampong BTS. This is M Quartier Mall, and up above is Flamenco, and what is that other, there's another kind of fancy club. It's escaping me. Oh, it's Escape. Oh, there you go. So the Escape and Flamenco in the M Quartier. But like I say, these townhouse and apartments, you might say, it doesn't look like there's much to that. And then get a real sticker shock on the price, because it's, what do they say? Location, location, location. So now we're walking straight up 35. It's a little bit of a tight street, especially when traffic is coming in both directions. But if you're hanging out at O'Shea's, which 99% of people that live in this Prampong area do, and you're living halfway down Soi 39, this is going to be the way to go. You're going to cut 5 minutes off that 10-minute walk. So we'll just go up 35, a short distance, and we're going to take a right on, I'm not sure what the street is, but then it'll shoot us out at Soi 39. I'm going to get to the other side of the street. I really don't like walking with motorbikes and cars coming from behind me. You never know. Half these days people are driving looking at their phone, and I don't need to be clipped by anybody's rear view mirror. You know, still the motorbikes are riding on the wrong side, but what are you going to do? This right here is a condo van. Just rushing people down to the BTS. That's fine. I've said it in other videos. Just understand what you're dealing with. If you have to head to work every morning at whatever it is, 7:45, and come back every day at 5:45, don't rely on those condo vans, because they will generally run on the half hour, or on the half hour normally. One building I lived in, they switched it to on the hour during the middle of the day, and it just never worked out for me. Every time you wanted to go to the train, you look at your watch, it's 12:05. It's like, am I waiting 55 minutes for the next bus, or am I just walking it, or hiring a motorbike? So just don't let a fast-talking realtor, you're 2 miles from the train, but no big deal, we have a tuk-tuk service. The other consideration is in the morning, you can see these tuk-tuks or even small vans, they're only going to hold 8-10 people at the most, and there might be 20 people standing there in the morning waiting for the train. So get in line. Let me get across. I'm walking by all these condos and not showing you. Well, this is the K building. Yeah, so I guess we're not missing much. There is a right here on the right, it's a capsule hotel, or a capsule hostel. But right here where you see all the cars coming around the corner, That's the right turn we're taking, the shortcut. It says to Soi 39. You don't even know if it has a street sign, but the Capsule Hotel would be your landmark. Again, we're walking up Soi 35. Here's the Met Space Capsule Hotel, and that's where you're going to take a right turn. A lot of traffic on this Saturday afternoon, well, every day pretty much. But even Boone, she just headed off on the motorbike. That's what got me to thinking about doing this video, was he took off in this direction, and I said, oh yeah, maybe I'll point out this little shortcut. Even on a motorbike, he didn't want to deal with Sukhumvit traffic. So at the Met Capsule, come on up here and take a right turn. It says 39's up this way. If you go down 35, there's just a bunch of private homes, and then it dead ends. Just down the way, you can almost see 39 at the end. And conveniently, where I'm heading is right on the corner of 39. I think it's called the Treasure Factory. I've pointed it out now in 3 or 4 videos, but for good reason. It's a well, I have said it was a consignment shop, but I think it's more a shop where it's a Japanese shop. But I think it's a place where all the expats, they come into town on huge expense accounts, working for Nissan, Sony, whatever, and they just buy everything up. But when they leave town, they take it down there, and that shop says, yeah, okay, we'll give you whatever, 200 baht for this, 500 baht for that, and then they double the price and put it on the shelf. However, you can still get some killer deals. We found Boone's sister, she likes to bake, and she's using a little toaster oven, kind of a small thing, and I'm like, get one of these like medium-sized ovens. But they're expensive. They're 3, 4, 5,000 baht at anywhere. The Big C, at the department store. Well, there was a Tefal brand. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Capital T, F-A-L. Which it's a known brand. I think it's Japanese. I'm not sure. We looked it up online. It was 4,200, something like that. And this thing was brand new. No box, but just sitting there brand new with the tape on it still, and the instruction booklet inside the oven. And we got it for 1,700 plus 10% off when you add Line for the first time. And Line is like WhatsApp over here. If you're coming to Thailand, you're going to get familiar with Line the day you get here. Nobody uses WhatsApp. Nobody will call you on the phone. It's all Line, the L-I-N-E app. So get used to that. And before we get up to the corner, I don't know if I've ever been back here. I see a YS Kick Sport Gym up on the top floor and a Ren Clinic. I'm not sure what that is. The YS Kick. All right, kids Muay Thai, lady Muay Thai, professional, plus exercise. And you can see there's a Japanese English phone number and a Thai phone number. This is a very Japanese expat area. Well, it's a expat area in general, but the Japanese folks love this area in between Phrom Phong up to Thong La, and they pay top dollar for apartments. It will not be unusual at all at some of these larger condos to see folks paying 100,000 baht or more for a big beautiful condo. Now these Ren clinics and the place next door, no, I think that's still Ren, says Botox filler, instant shine program. There's a whole lot of that going on in Thailand. Beauty clinics, I guess they're called. I'm not sure what this is. I'm gonna guess a beauty spa. Natural extracts, don't know. And here's the residence on 39. And you can just tell from the outside that those are big, beautiful condos. And less than a 10-minute walk, probably a 5 or 6 minute walk to the malls and Phrom Phong BTS. This is central prime real estate. So I'm walking back out on that little side Soi shortcut in between Soi 35 and Soi 39. Soi 39, another very popular street, beautiful condos. The only problem with 39 it's just so busy. All this traffic is heading up to 39, and then when you take a left, that is where Boone is heading, to the end of 39 and the I'll call it the Italia water taxi pier. It's murder in a cab. We were here at this secondhand store a week ago, and she had to get in a cab. She had an oven and 2 big bags, and just kidding around, she's not a complainer, but she's like, I am still in the taxi, and it must have been 20 or 25 minutes later to go that 1.5 kilometer up to the water taxi pier. When she finally got on the water taxi, you just blast through the center of Bangkok, that 8 kilometers in 10 minutes. But that 1 kilometer up some of these sois, pretty much 15 hours of the day, it's going to be busy. If you can adjust to sitting on the back of a motorbike, which we all do, it comes with a little bit of risk. It's just harder to do with a, if you're a 50 kilogram person holding an oven and another big bag of gear, sometimes you have to take a cab. So there you go, that's Soi 39 right at the end, and this is where I'm heading. There's a dental clinic and a couple of fancy, what do they call it, furniture stores. I guess if you can spend $2,000-3,000 US on your condo, you're gonna have top of the line furniture, something more than the IKEA. This is a carpet store. It's all available over here, just not at the cost you might be used to in the United States. We're just, or I am anyhow, so used to going into, say, Costco and buying a top of the line, is it Asheville sofa, something for, say, $1,200. That's a lot of money, $1,200, but I'm sure you can buy that same type of sofa here in Bangkok, and it's going to be double the price, $2,500. Again, I'm making up all these numbers. There's just no super savings over here. If you want a quality piece, maybe you'll get it at 10% off, but none of these 75% off deals. And here's where I'm heading, the Treasure Factory. And right here, the road kind of turns around. Let me give you an idea. Yeah, you can kind of see Sukhumvit way at the end there. Let me zoom in. Yeah, I don't know where that angled shaped building is. That's on Sukhumvit, right on the other side. So it's a little bit of a shortcut. You can see it kind of angles back. It seems like it goes in a parallel form off of Sukhumvit, but it's a little bit of a triangle. So that's that little shortcut. Check out the Treasure Factory. Look up on my channel, Secondhand Shops in Bangkok, and I think I did 2 videos on this place. This guy with his golf clubs, it's a really good spot for things like that, golf clubs or strollers. I mean, if you don't mind a good quality piece of secondhand gear, you can probably get it in here at 50% off or more a brand new item. And like I say, some of the things like that little toaster oven, they are brand new. Even golf clubs, I've looked at different clubs. It looks like maybe they hit a ball 6 times in their life, and now they're sitting in there for $70 US, that same driver that might have been $350. Again, I'm making these numbers up. So thanks for following along this little shortcut through Phrom Phong today. There'll be more videos to come. Consider subscribing if you haven't. I'm based here in Bangkok and just getting out and about, learning the city and showing little shortcuts and all. That's what I do. So we'll see you later.